What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Talking Sports Podcast right here on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down low. Drop a comment. U.S. Open. It's our third golf video or golf podcast of the season. We did a Masters one. We did a PGA Championship one. Now we're doing a U.S. Open one. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. And if you haven't checked out our NBA Finals episode, make sure you guys go check that out. This episode's not out yet, Euro Cup preview, but if you listen to this maybe a day later, Euro Cup preview should be out. So also go check that out as well. That's always in the YouTube channel. But before we do that, Jared's going to promote the social medias as he always does, but I'm going to give him like 10 seconds because he got on the board with his PGA Championship. Obviously, if you guys watch our videos or saw on social media, JR went Xander Schauffele. So JR, you don't have to say much, but I'm giving you the opportunity to toot your own horn.
Yeah, well, all I'll say is, I picked Schauffele at the right time. Everyone picked him. They got it wrong. And I just knew he was going to win that weekend. So congrats, Xander. Thank you for winning it for me and actually winning me some money.
Yeah, and as always, we are sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. If you guys want to win yourself some money, make sure you guys get on Underdog Fantasy, NBA Finals, MLB season. Perfect time to get involved in it, as well as the U.S. Open. Use code TSP. JR, before we get into the content, U.S. Open, we're going to give you a top 10 winner, a top 5, and a winner. JR, where can everyone follow us on social media?
We are on Instagram, X, and TikTok at Talking Sports PD. This is going to be a jam-packed month of June. We already throwing out 2 videos this week. So please, keep up with us. Follow us on all social medias. If you haven't already, at Talking Sports PD.
Yeah, make sure you guys get involved in that. It's a fun social media account. We do a lot on social media. We try our best to do a lot with both our busy schedules, but we like to give you content. So make sure you guys follow that. Everything's in the description, or just type us on Twitter or wherever you guys find us. X, I guess. Jesus.
Yeah.
I can't get that right, dude, to save my life.
It doesn't sound right, but yeah.
No, X does not sound right, but I'm not the one making the decisions, and if I was, I would have a little bit more money, so that would be nice. JR, you and I, when we both clicked on, everyone, obviously, if you're listening, we'll tell you who we have. If you're watching, you can see the banners kind of roll on the screen, but when you and I clicked on, we don't tell each other our picks, just because, I don't know, we don't tell each other our picks. Top 10 and top 5, they're going to be the same.
Yeah,
Thought about changing it, but you know what? For the sake of being authentic, being who we actually think is going to finish top 10, who we actually think is going to finish top 5, we're going to keep them the same, and we can kind of have a nice little dialogue on both of them. So same top 10, same top 5 winner. We do have a different winner pick, so stay to the end for a little bit more suspense. If you want to skip ahead, go for it. Still gets the view, no worries. JR, I'm going to bring it on the screen. We don't have it. I'll let you announce it because it's a harder name to pronounce. I'm joking. But who do we have? We can say we finishing top 10.
Yeah, so we got Sahith Theegala. I think I picked him Masters top 10 or top 5. And that was one of his worst performances this year, unfortunately.
That's not good.
Coming back, we're picking Sahith. He's played consistently good in the PGA Championship and then the Memorial last weekend. Straining that line with the top 10, 2 12th place finishes. He's playing well. I think he has the capability, of breaking that top 10 mark. He's done it a couple times this year, like the Players, Arnold Palmer. And I think, he's getting that confidence. And, I'm high on him this week. And so are you.
Yes, so am I. He's sitting at, according to ESPN Bet, and obviously subject to change based on when you do this, he's sitting at plus 450 to finish top 10. So pretty juicy odds. I think he's around plus 200, plus 220 to finish top 20. So like we always mentioned, that's not a terrible little... 200. Yeah, plus 200. Thank you. So he's never won a major, JR, right? Like, obviously, we're not picking him to win, but you got to win one time, I guess. He's currently you probably don't, but he's currently 11th ranked golfer in the world at the moment. He where was I going to find this? He has finished 12th at the Memorial, 12th at the PGA, last two tournaments. So he's finished right around the outside of the top 10. So I think he's playing his best golf, right? Like he was in contention for a lot of the week at the PGA Championship, kind of floundered at the end there, kind of fell out of the top 10. He finished second at the RBCT Heritage. So he's been good. Ninth at the Players, sixth at the Arnold Palmer, fifth at the WM Phoenix Open, Jared. So he's had his probably his best year of his career to date, right? Like I think he's 26. So he's having a very solid 2024 campaign, and he has 5 top 5s in 2024. So he's doing his thing, and I think his recent play, he's trending in the right direction. And when you're looking for a guy, maybe not to win, but for a guy that we want to finish top 10, right? Or top 5 or even top 20 if you're picking, which seems like the really safe bet here. If you're scared of top 10, pick top 20, go plus 200. I might even actually do that as well. I know it's not as juicy, but it's a little safer. He's playing well. He's playing his best golf. He's playing his best golf of his career, and he's putting in legit performance. And second at the RBC, 2 top 12 finishes at the last 2 tournaments, one being a major, right? Like wasn't great at the Masters, but this course, it's a tough course, but I think he's playing his best golf, and I think this sets up for a really good week and weekend at the US Open.
Yeah, and like you just mentioned, I think it goes 2 ways for him, whereas he's killing it. Like we're both thinking, and he's in top 10. He's battling for maybe the win at a certain point in the weekend, or it could just go all downhill because of how tough the course is and like how he finished the Masters. So it could go 2 ways. I'm thinking it's going to go the right way for him, or the positive way. But I don't think it's going to be like, he's top 20, top 25. Like, I think he's going to be killing it or he's going to be out of it.
Basically, going off of that, kind of alluding to that or concluding that, I think we'll know really early on where he is. Right?
Yeah,
like we'll
exactly.
know really he's not. I like you said. I don't know if he's gonna be kind of like, oh, he's 25th, oh, he's 30th, oh, now he's 15th, and then he's just kind of flip flopping. I think we'll know if he's in contention.
And that's like Sunday, with a lot of golf. If you're coming out of the gates Thursday hot, like you got a shot.
Well, yeah, the biggest thing for him to finish top 10, we got to have a strong first 2 days. Obviously, you got to make the cut, but you got to be in striking distance of a top 10.
This is a different mindset if you're in striking distance,
than if you're 35th, but you're made the cut. You're going to make some money, but you're going to have to do some, at that point. Yeah, and you know what? Maybe I finished 25th and make an extra $100,000, right? Whatever it is. I think we'll know really early, but I think everything that you read and everything that his past results kind of push you in the direction of a good performance. Obviously, this could be a tougher course in the PGA, right? The US Open's known for being hard. There's a couple of videos of the Pinehurst kind of rough where like an inch is huge because you're hitting out of like this tall straw grass or you're not. And it's going to be a tough course. It's going to be a cool environment, but at plus 450, I think a top 10 finish could be on the way. And obviously like a top 20 finish at plus around 200, 220 is a very solid bet based on what he has finished this year. So we both agree with that. So Jarrett, I'll do the top 5. We're moving on to the top 5 and I'll start with the top 5. A guy that has had a very interesting 2024 campaign, Viktor Hovland. He's currently sitting at plus 360 to finish top 5 at the PGA. I'm starting here. Not the PGA Championship, at the US Open. Jared, quickly, what is his top 10 finish?
His top 10 finish is plus 170.
Okay, so
there's 110 for top 20.
Okay, so top 20 is really not where you want to be at, but top 10, there's a legit chance. But okay, so Viktor Hovland, top 5, sitting at plus 360. Once again, a guy that's never won a major. His best finish at the US Open is tied for 12th. He's currently 5th in the world ranking. But Jared, this guy's had a very interesting 2024 campaign. It's been another guy that's, I think, trending in a really good direction, right? Like a month ago, you and I wouldn't even mentioned him just based off his poor results, right? Tied for 15th at the Memorial. He started in this past weekend where Scotty won. Go figure. Started really strong, but then faded late, right? Like was in contention all weekend, and then back 9 on Saturday was just horrid, and they just put him in a bad spot and wasn't able to make a real run at it and finish 15th. But he did finish 3rd at the PGA Championship. So his last major, he was great. Before I turn it over to you, JR, he withdrew from the RBCT Heritage earlier this year. He fired his hitting coach or his swing coach or his coach, whatever, his coach, went back to his old coach. And he also went back to his old coach recently and has put in better results. And recently, he also missed the Masters. So this guy is starting to find his form, hopefully at the right time. The 3rd at the PGA Championship, and overall probably an 85% really good performance at the Memorial. Kind of makes me feel better about this pick.
Yeah, and Hovland's just a guy. He's got the name. Like, everyone knows Victor Hovland. He's the guy who, even though, he was struggling early on, like, he still had that name, and he's still one of those golfers that can turn it on when he needs to, and just he could be playing off past 3 tournaments and then just top 5 finish. Like, he's got the talent. I didn't know about the swinging coach, the coach.
Swing coach.
Maybe that's just not so much like the coach's adjustments. Maybe it's just comfortability.
Well, he's going back to his old coach.
Yeah, so it's comfortability. I can't pronounce that word right now, but it's showing. So I think Hovland, he's due for one of his, like, a PGA Championship where he's battling for that the win. Maybe it is this weekend, but I'm comfortable with a top 5 finish from Hovland just because of his resume and the golfer that we know he could perform to be. I
was doing a little bit of research and 2 points that I found on some articles I was reading. His ball striking is exemplary, which will be monumental at Pinehurst. And then if he can have a decent showing around these turtle-backed greens, he will contend and push the top of the leaderboard. So, know what I thought? What the heck? Well, you and I golf. We've golfed for a couple years. We've done this. What the heck is a turtle-backed green? A turtle-backed green is unique to Pinehurst. It's something that not always normal on most kind of golf.
Is it the shape or like just the style of the green where big drop off?
I had it and now I lost it.
But I will also just add on Hovland, like, besides Augusta, which is, just he played well last year. This year he did all right. He's capable of playing really well at a really hard course like Pinehurst, and it's unlike Sahith Theegala. I think he could be one of those guys that, like, on Sunday or Saturday is higher on the leaderboard, but just makes a push and then break that top 10. And he's just playing really good golf towards the end, either like Sunday or his back 9, and makes the push for like a top 5 or a winnable finish.
Yeah, it's known for being like a short-sided kind of green. You don't want to miss short.
Okay.
They're easy to run off.
That's what I was thinking.
It's also like
slow, like a turtle.
If the pin's middle of the green and you hit it short, there's a chance it kind of curves and comes back to you, kind of off the green, right? Like where,
so it's like,
I had it before and I lost it. Okay. But I heard the greens at Pinehurst are supposed to be really tough. This is supposed to be, U.S. Open's known for being a really tough tournament. That's just how it's been over the years. It's probably the toughest major. Obviously, the Open you have to put in a different category because it's just a totally different style of golf, right? Like completely link style golf is just different. But when you're talking about the PGA, usually different places, obviously every year, and then U.S. Open, different places every year, and then obviously the Masters at Augusta. U.S. Open is usually known for being the hardest out of the 3. Obviously, the Masters is the Masters, but U.S. Open's known for being the hardest, and I think the greens have tough times. So the ball striking, putting your shots exactly where you want to be, and then obviously being able to handle the putts or handle the greens is very important for Victor. I think this is very boom or bust, though.
Yeah, the one thing I have noticed when Hovland's like struggling, it's usually his short game. I've seen him,
Yeah.
he misses a putt, misses a par putt, misses a birdie putt, and just
Mm-hmm.
like that gets in his head. So he's got to come in and just putt very well out of the gate.
Yeah, this is a big tournament for him, right? Like he's playing, he's in not as good form as the Gala, who's been really good all year. Ton of good finishes, bringing a ton of prize money, right? Right in contention. Hovland's starting to find his game, I think, at the right time. Just a month or two ago, a guy withdraws from the RBCT Heritage, a guy that's right
He
now
was
the
going
fifth
through
ranked.
some, like,
Yeah,
financially.
fifth ranked golfer in the world. He just didn't find, wasn't in his form. He didn't make the Masters cut, right? Goes back to his old coach, and I think he's found something, right? Obviously, outside of the back nine on Saturday at the Memorial, he had a really good tournament, finished 15th still, and then third at the PGA Championship. Was right there with DeChambeau pushing Schauffele on that final Sunday. Just didn't make enough shots, or didn't make a putt at the end to push to tie DeChambeau to force a playoff if Schauffele didn't make that putt. Obviously, we know Schauffele made that putt, but Hovland was right there, and I think he'll be right there again this week.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, JR, the best part of the episode and the podcast, we have two different winners, so it's kind of cool. We got to agree. We kind of just have a nice little conversation about it. We always don't usually get to do that, and we had some more research and all that kind of stuff. But JR, give me your winner of the 2024 U.S. Open at Pinehurst.
Yeah, so my winner is Scotty Scheffler. And I know that sounds like a sellout answer. However, I just totally see it, just him taking over the golf world. And he's just on a tear right now. I think something in him it's got that mentality, or he's just going in every tournament with a mission. First in Arnold Palmer, first in the Players, first in the Masters, first in the RBC Heritage, and then first in last weekend's Memorial. Well, with a tie for second finish, a tie for eighth finish, a tie for second finish. So he's just consistently always going to be in the top 10. I think his top 10 odds are minus 250. His top 5 odds is minus 125. And to win is plus 300. So his odds are pretty bad if you looking to take Scotty. I'm not making this pick off odds. I'm just doing it off who I think's going to win. And I think we just see Scotty hitting that last putt, winning the U.S. Open, and then everyone just going nuts. Having a Tiger Woods-esque year. He just plays. I can't not pick him. I know I always try to pick someone. Well, someone that I think is going to win, but obviously I don't want to just pick the number one favorite every week. And I haven't picked Scotty yet. Maybe like 3 years ago. But I'm using my Scotty card this weekend. I'm picking him. And I just totally see him winning this one. Morikawa was in there, definitely towards the end. However, I think no one's playing as good as Scotty. No one is playing as Scotty. I know that.
Look. I can't knock you for the pick, right? Like Scotty Scheffler's the best golfer in the world right now. Even if he doesn't win the U.S. Open, he's still the best golfer in the world. You're not always defined. The average golfer always defines you as a major. It's what you do at your majors. It's not always how it works. There's a million tournaments all year round. Obviously, the majors are the most important ones, or the biggest ones, right? But he's won a ton. He's won the Memorial. He's won the Players. He won the Arnold Palmer Classic, right? Like
he's only had one finish outside the top 10 this year, and that was 17th.
That's crazy. He's had an unbelievable season, and obviously it's a good pick. I'm not going to knock you for that. My pick. And I need to get on the board, right? Like last year, I had my Masters pick. JR had the PGA Championship pick. So he's going back to back at the PGA Championship. So maybe we should just have you just as the PGA Championship.
I don't expect it anymore. I'm out after that.
Dude, you just picked Scotty Scheffler.
No, from the PGA Championship. Like,
next year?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't go 3 for 3.
Might just have to pick Scotty Scheffler next year. I need to get on the board. And that is also, I forgot. We never really talked about it. Scotty Scheffler got arrested.
Yeah. They dropped the charges.
Yeah. Okay. My winner for the 2024 U.S. Open at Pinehurst is Collin Morikawa. Sitting at plus 1,400 odds, right? After Scotty, who's around the plus 350, I want to say, it turns into a lump of guys, 8 to 9 guys, right, that are around the similar odds to win the U.S. Open, right? His best finish at the U.S. Open is tied for 4th in 2021. He does have 2 major wins. He's won the PGA Championship and he's won the Open. Currently 7th in the world ranking. This is a guy, not saying he's at the level of Xander Schauffele in the sense of not golf-wise, but how Xander was so close so many times, right? Different tournaments, different majors. He's not at that, like, oh my God, when is he going to do it? He's already done it twice, but like, he reminds me of Xander Schauffele in the sense of he's been there. He's been there a ton of times. He was 2nd at the Memorial this past weekend, 4th at the Charles Schwab, tied for 3rd at the Masters, right? And then tied for 4th at the PGA. So it was 2 major finishes, or tied for 3rd at the Masters, tied for 4th at the PGA. He was in that final pairing with Xander Schauffele on the PGA Championship.
Yeah, he's always right there. Yeah.
Could not putt to save his life. When I mean he could not putt, he wasn't 3-putting like amateur golfers. He was just parring every single hole. And at that point, he needed to make a little bit of a run. Schauffele was not parring every single hole. And he wasn't able to, right? Like he was just.
And when Schauffele missed, like
he never capitalized.
Not like he gained a stroke on him, you know?
No, he just kept parring, which you and I would freaking take that every single day of the week. But when you're trying to win a major and when you're a top 10 golfer in the world, that's not going to cut it, right? So his X factor is his putting. Tough place to putt. So that does diminish him a little bit. But I just think he's right there. 2 top 5 finishes at the majors, 2nd at the Memorial this past weekend, 4th at the Charles Schwab. He's won 2 majors. He knows what it takes to win. He doesn't have the U.S. Open. And
you say he did have a U.S. Open.
No, he has the Open.
Oh, the Open.
The Open and a PGA. Look, JR, I think this is his time. I think he's at the moment where he's been so dialed recently at these majors, and I think he needs to get over the hump. I read his ball striking, like similar to Victor Hovland, fits Pinehurst perfectly, and his chipping, his touch is tremendous. Like that's what he's known for, his touch around the green. And I think at this course, you kind of have to be really dialed around the green.
Greens, man.
Yeah, these turtleback greens, man, are going to eat people alive. And I think if you have a good touch and you're a good chipper and you know how to play those greens, you're going to be good. And I think it will minimize the amount of putts he has to hit and the certain putts. He's going to have to putt. That's his X factor. His putting shows up. Watch out. I think Colin Morikawa can do some damage this weekend. And I think he has a legit chance to win this U.S. Open, sitting at plus 1,400. So you got some juicy odds for a guy. You have juicy odds outside of anybody not named Scotty Scheffler.
You know what I think? I think it's going to be him and Scotty, the final pairing. Oh. It's going to be the same thing as the Memorial.
Jerry, I got a question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot before we get out of here. Do you have a golfer right now that you're like, just a little sneaky pick to win? Not finish top 10, not finish top 5, but like, oh, like this guy, you know what? Why not?
Like
sneaky.
A sleeper?
Like this is sneaky. Not like, doesn't have to be a random guy, but like just Wyndham Clark kind of repeat. That's a storyline we got to talk about. He's at plus 7,500. He won the U.S. Open. He's had an abysmal summer or so far. John Rahm just withdrew from the U.S. Open. A guy that's, since he joined LIV, has been abysmal, right? So those are some of the storylines. Obviously, Tiger Woods is a storyline. Is he in contention on Sunday?
I'm gonna say Cameron Young.
He's sitting at plus 8,500.
Yeah, you said sleeper. I'm going.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm going.
I like that.
And
I like that.
He's a great golfer.
I would hope
hasn't won anything. I don't believe.
No, I don't believe so. I can double check you.
So like, he's a guy that I could see. You know, there's always a couple golfers, making that push. Do they get over that hump? Not really, but he's a guy I could see Thursday, Friday. He's up there, top 5, top 10 in the rankings, making a push or trying to sneak in. Will he fall out on Saturday and Sunday? Maybe, but he's a guy, he can make that push. He's got the talent. So he's my sneaky pick.
I like it. Yeah, so like obviously some of the storylines, like I mentioned, John Rahm withdrawing. Does Tiger Woods stay in contention this weekend? Does Wyndham Clark have a
I think
turnaround
it's too tough
that
for
spring?
Tiger.
I agree.
He's gonna bogey a couple.
You know what? You know who's a sleeper? A guy that a little, not as much, but Max Homa, a plus 5,500.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one. I think that's a good sleeper. I think Max Homa's played some good golf.
We're like Fitzpatrick, you know?
Yeah, Matt Fitzpatrick, he finished second or third at the Memorial, I want to say. Fitzpatrick, he's sitting at, where'd he go? Plus 4,500. Like, I think Max Homa is a good sleeper. A guy that's played some good golf, doesn't have that first major win yet. Neither does Cameron Young. Matthew Fitzpatrick obviously has one. Those are some good guys. Tom Kim at plus 9,000.
Tom Kim's a guy who he always starts off hot but doesn't keep it going in the weekend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I like it. Let's see.
Ryan
Hart. Keep going. Tiger Woods at plus 20,000
to win it all.
To win it all.
Nice. That's just wasting your money. Watch that. We clip that after he wins it.
I'm trying to find who has the worst odds.
Think maybe like a Justin Thomas too.
Yeah, it's Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas.
One of those guys that finally get back in the contention.
JR Willie Mack the third.
Willie Mack the third.
Plus 250,000.
Jesus.
That's the worst odds.
There's a bunch of guys like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. I just went to the guy that was listed last.
Okay.
So poor Willie Mack. I'm clipping
Parker Bell.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know where we're going with this episode. We're just talking. No, I like Jordan Spieth. I like that. Sam Burns. It's tough to win these things.
Yeah.
Hideki Matsuyama at plus 4,000 is not bad. Like
but he hasn't. I feel like he hasn't been playing the.
No, it hasn't been good. Right now, top 4 odds are Scheffler at plus 300, Xander Schauffele at plus 1,000, McIlroy at plus 1,200, Collin Morikawa at plus 1,400, and DeChambeau tied with Hovland, both at plus 1,800.
There's a name, DeChambeau. He
was there. He was there at the PGA. He forced a play. If Schauffele doesn't make that putt, we're in a playoff. And I'm going to be honest with you, Schauffele's not winning that playoff.
Yeah,
I'm just putting that out there. Schauffele was not winning that playoff. No offense to Schauffele, doesn't mean anything what I just said, but I think DeChambeau would have got his second major win if he doesn't make that putt. So shout out. I think Schauffele also knew that too, and obviously doesn't want to get to a playoff. Tommy Fleetwood at plus 3,500 is really high for me.
The thing is, it's because it's golf, man. Like
you got to win. There's one guy. I got that. I got that.
Yeah. So
I know how it works.
All those like after even like I'd say like
Koepka plus
like they look juicy, but it's like it's only one guy could win, and it could be one of those. If it's not the top 4 favorites, it's going to be one of those 15 guys. So
right now, so far this year, we've had 2 pretty favorites win. Right, like a guy that is up. Like Xander Schauffele is a top 5 golfer right now. Like we knew. We're not saying he was the favorite. No one's super shocked when he won, in a sense like that. And then Scotty won the Masters last year.
Scotty won a lot of them.
True, but you also last year you had Wyndham Clark win this. He's sitting at plus 7,500, and then you had Brian Harman win the Open, who this week's sitting at plus 12,500. So is this the first time we get a non-favorite, like one of those kind of guys, and we just need some sleepers? Like I think we're due for at least one of those this year. It could be the Open, but we'll see. Some of the storylines heading into the U.S. Open week at Pinehurst. But Jared, so everyone doesn't miss any of our coverage when it comes to U.S. Open, where can they follow us on social media? Yeah,
guys, follow us at Talking Sports PD on Instagram, X, and TikTok. We got a lot going on this June. Euro's coming out. The U.S. Open, obviously, you're watching there. So please follow along at Talking Sports PD on all social medias.
Yeah, please do. And as always, we are sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. It's right up there. Underdog Fantasy is there TSB is right there. Make sure you guys use code TSB for 100% deposit match up to $100. You guys won't be disappointed. US Open's a fun time to get on, an NBA Finals, MLB season, all that fun stuff. NHL Finals as well. Fun time to get on that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you're on Apple Podcasts, if you're on Spotify, leave a review. Make sure you guys follow. Make sure you download the episode. If you're on YouTube, drop a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Road to 5K begins. Scotty Scheffler for JR, Colin Morikawa for me. Let's see who is right. We might both, well, we can't both be. We might be both be wrong. We might be both be wrong, or one of us is right. And maybe JR goes back to back with the PGA Championship winner and US Open. So, guys, make sure you guys enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. Euro Cup episode will be out a day after this. So if you're like, okay, I need more content, we got you. Soccer, more content, the sport we know way too much about. I'm totally joking. Man, we're giving 2 episodes of stuff we really don't know that much about. Okay.
More viewers that.
Yeah, I'm joking. They like to listen. That's going to do it for us. Make sure you guys follow all social medias. Make sure you guys subscribe. He was Jared. I was Peter. This was our US Open preview. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the weekend of golf. And thank you.